The renowned Stoic philosopher Epictetus once shared a profound insight. Keep company only with those who uplift you, whose presence draws out the best in you. You might be familiar with the saying, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Today, let's delve into this concept through a Stoic perspective, as we examine 7 types of people who can hinder your progress in Stoic philosophy, and discuss ways to manage these challenging relationships. Before we dive in, I'd really appreciate if you could like the video to support my mission of spreading Stoic philosophy. And if you haven't subscribed yet, consider hitting subscribe and ringing the bell, so you don't miss any of my videos. The first type of person to be cautious around is the complainer. We all know that friend, family member, or colleague who seems to find fault in everything, be it the weather, their job, or even the food at a well-loved restaurant. They seize every chance to share their dissatisfaction. You might think, why should this affect me? I can just tune them out, but that's often easier said than done. Constant exposure to such negativity can drain your mental energy, like a slow leak that depletes your emotional reserves. Stoicism encourages us to focus on actionable solutions, rather than ruminating on problems. Imagine working on a project with a chronic complainer. Each meeting devolves into a litany of complaints, and before long, team morale dips. You lose sight of practical solutions, and you might even start feeling disillusioned with the entire project, and possibly even life. How does Stoicism help us manage a complainer? Several strategies can be effective. First, minimize your exposure to them whenever possible. If you can't avoid them, such as if they're a close family member or colleague, try mentally distancing yourself during their rants. Picture their complaints as a passing storm, disruptive, but ultimately temporary and powerless against your inner peace. Another approach is to redirect conversations toward solutions or shift topics to something more constructive. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This Stoic wisdom urges us to guard our mental peace and prevent negativity from chronic complainers from diverting us from our Stoic path of resilience and virtue. The second type, the drama magnet. Imagine navigating life like a ship sailing through calm waters, only to encounter a whirlpool, the drama magnet. This person is constantly surrounded by crises and conflicts, drawing you into their chaos like a whirlpool that disrupts your steady course. Initially, you might be drawn to their energy, mistaking it for passion, but soon, it becomes clear that their presence is more like sailing through a storm, exhausting and unsettling. What makes the drama magnet challenging is how their crises can start to feel like your own. You might even find yourself tangled in conflicts you weren't part of initially. For example, you may have a friend who is frequently at odds with others, dragging you into the drama. In this situation, try a technique called reflective listening. Echo back their words without taking sides. For instance, if they say, "I can't believe Sarah said that about me," respond with, "So you're feeling hurt by Sarah's words." This offers support without pulling you into the drama. Another counterintuitive approach is selective unavailability. Stoicism teaches us to value our time, and sometimes that means not being available for recurring, unresolved issues. The third type is the naysayer. Imagine you're an artist painting a canvas, each stroke bringing color and depth to your vision. Then enters the naysayer, who critiques every decision you make. Are you sure about that color? That doesn't look realistic. Their skepticism adds shades of gray to your once vibrant canvas. Let's say you're excited about a new career path, having done your research and even started some preliminary training. But when you share this with a naysayer, they list all the reasons it won't work, and their doubts can start to feel like your own. One way to handle a naysayer, especially if they're close to you, is to seek advice rather than just sharing your plans. People are often more constructive when asked for guidance. Another approach is positive confrontation. For instance, if they doubt your career switch, counter with, "That's an interesting perspective. How do you think someone could make a successful career change?" This encourages a more solution-focused dialogue. Remember Epictetus's words, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." Listening doesn't mean absorbing all negativity. It's about distinguishing valuable input from mere noise. The fourth type is the victim. Picture life as a chess game, where each move is deliberate and strategic. The victim, however, blames everything but themselves for their missteps. In their narrative, they're always at a disadvantage due to forces beyond their control. While some people do face genuine struggles, the victim uses their situation as a permanent excuse, refusing to take responsibility. What should you do when dealing with a victim? It may be tempting to play the rescuer, offering constant advice and support. But the Stoics advise setting firm boundaries to preserve your mental well-being. Practice compassionate detachment, offer empathy, without trying to solve their problems for them. Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injustice." Don't let their victim mentality pull you into a similar mindset. Keep playing the game of life purposefully, moving forward with resilience and wisdom. Next, we have the toxic positivist, the person who insists on just being happy and overlooks any negativity. Imagine life as a garden with both flowers. The toxic positivist only wants to see the flowers, ignoring any problems or imperfections. Their relentless optimism can feel invalidating, especially during difficult times. How do you keep your garden thriving without letting the toxic positivist diminish its complexity? When they say, "Just look on the bright side," you can respond, "Yes, I appreciate the positive aspects, but it's also okay for me to feel this way." This balance allows for both positive and challenging emotions. Embracing the full spectrum of emotions aligns with Stoic wisdom, recognizing that a well-tended garden needs both sunshine and rain to flourish. Type 6. The manipulator. Think of life as a movie script where you're the main character, charting your own storyline, but the manipulator subtly rewrites your script, guiding you in directions that benefit them. You might have a friend who always seems to get you to cover for dinner with a guilt trip like, "It would really help me out." One way to counter manipulators is with fogging. Acknowledge the truth in their statements without yielding to their manipulation. For example, "You're right. I've been doing well, but let's split the bill." Set clear boundaries by saying, "I'm unable to lend money, but happy to support you in other ways." As Epictetus advised, we may not control external circumstances, but we always control our response. By choosing a different reaction, you reclaim your narrative. The last type is the time vampire, who disrupts your productivity and personal priorities. Perhaps it's a colleague with constant interruptions or a friend with never-ending social plans. These small disruptions may seem harmless, but they gradually sap your time and energy. To protect your time from the time vampire, try the Pomodoro technique. Set focused work intervals where you're not to be disturbed. If it's a social time vampire, remember that declining an invitation is an affirmation of your priorities, not a rejection of the person. As Seneca said, "Life, if well lived, is long enough." Use your time wisely, and don't let others throw your symphony off balance. In wrapping up, remember that self-awareness is key. It's easy to identify these types in others, but the real challenge is looking within. Are we inadvertently playing one of these roles in someone else's life? Stoicism isn't only about navigating the world, it's about understanding and bettering ourselves. If today's discussion sparked reflection or an insight, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Share your thoughts, and let's engage in a conversation that enriches us all. Until next time, your choices reflect your virtues. May your actions showcase your wisdom, and may your life become the masterpiece it's meant to be.